Alrighty. We're going to get into a little bit of Call of Duty. So, with that being said, as I'm playing the game, it should be interesting. So, let's see what we can do here. This will be interesting to see if this works. So, we'll give it a shot. Ooh, look at all those. Hey, we got George, we got Swedish. Wonder if we can. Okay, this is a different. Oh, dang it. I've never played this before, so at least not this.
Enemy down. We've taken the lead.
Of course, the last game I was slaying pretty good. This one is just like, seriously.
Be advised, hostile sentry gun spotted. Target down. UAV online. Hunter-killer drone deployed. We lost the lead. Enemy contact. Be advised, hostile stealth chopper inbound.
Stealth chopper inbound. Seriously? Sucking down.
Lost the lead.
Let's see if we can't get up here.
Stealth chopper has been destroyed. Down. Contact with enemy.
Oh, come on, bullshit. No way. I'll use some adult dose here pretty soon. See if I can get this guy.
EMP! Targets in sight! Lost the lead. Take it down. Enemy contact.
Ready for deployment. Oh, come on, through the building, really?
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed. Enemy airstrike incoming. Be careful.
A little bit of lag. Gonna be a close game. I think we're gonna win unless we get to 50.
Targets in sight. Enemy down.
We're failing this mission.
Ah, so close. Bad doggo. Bad doggo. What kind of game is this? This is Call of Duty on a tablet.
Priority tasking failure. Return to base.
So there's a little bit of lag on it, but of course, who else doesn't claim that there's a lag? So we'll see if, because like this waiting time, yeah, usually I don't get this. That's a good excuse though, right? You get the lag. Let's go back out. Let's see if we can cancel this. There we go.
Targets in sight. Enemy down. Enemy contact. Enemy down. Headshot. Contact with enemy. Tango down.
We've taken the lead.
Down.
Sentry gun ready to deploy.
Tango down.
We've taken the lead. taken the lead.
Target down. Enemy down. I got shot. Enemy in sight. Target down. Chasing back.
Three.
Enemy contact.
Well, he's kind of fun. I just saw somebody as I was
Mission
using the
accomplished. Good
interwebs
work.
showing the, how you can hook your phone up to the streaming software and then, oh, I hate this map. I hate this map. It is not the map I like. This is like it's nothing but a grinder.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint lost.
Enemy contact.
Hardpoint. Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Target down.
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint is ours. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hostiles have the hardpoint contested. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint contested. UAV online. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint identified. Hunter-killer drone ready for deployment. Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed. Hardpoint locked down.
Enemy down.
We've taken the lead. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Tango down.
See, it's just, the map is so small, it's horrible.
I'm hurt. Down.
Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hostiles jamming our radar. Hardpoint identified. Capture the objective. Hunter-killer drone on standby. Hunter-killer drone deployed. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost.
Good go.
Hardpoint is
EMP.
ours.
Target down.
We've taken the lead. Sentry gun ready for deployment. Hardpoint contested. Sentry gun deployed. Hardpoint
Enemy
contested.
down. Enemy down. Enemy
The sentry
contact.
gun has been destroyed.
Tango down.
Friendly airstrike incoming. Our sentry has been destroyed. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down. Our SAM turret has been destroyed. Hardpoint contested.
Let's go, let's go. I'm hurt.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost.
Come on. Dude, running around with a
down.
knife.
Enemy in
Hardpoint
sight.
is ours. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. We've taken the lead.
Seriously.
Capture the objective.
Yeah, I hate this.
Hardpoint lost.
Let's go, let's go.
Our SAM turret has been destroyed.
Dang it. Let's see. I'll get to that in a little bit. The print.
Hardpoint is ours.
What?
The enemy is jamming our radar.
Enemy contact.
Print for the period.
Hardpoint
I guess
contested.
you're
Target down.
Capture the objective.
right about that.
Hardpoint contested.
Let me see. Let me show you. 'Cause I let that go. Turned out okay. It was. Let's take a look. Here, boom. This is how big this guy is. So this is about twice the size of the other guy.
Capture the objective.
And so it turned out good. Apparently I didn't. Apparently I had a couple of these, and I thought I scaled it up, and in my, I guess my not drunken, but my, I don't know, tired state that I was in, it ended up that a couple of parts failed, and because I didn't pay attention to putting them on, and so like on these bottom pieces here, I had to like drop it down below the build plate so I can get a flat area. So that was part of the problem. And the same thing with one of the other ones. So, but eventually we got it all squared up, and we'll paint this guy a different color. We'll do a different color scheme on this guy, but he'll turn out pretty good because he will go with basically this guy. And so I guess that's a good size comparison. Would be those two, kind of like that. I think that'll be a good one there. So yeah, or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, that turned out pretty decent. And then I was thinking about maybe doing another one. I don't know. We'll see. But get rid of that. Let's go back to the tablet. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. So we'll see. Oh, I hate this map.
Hardpoint identified.
I really don't like that map. So yeah, that one just ended up. Maybe I was thinking about maybe doing a bigger one, But now I'm doing a trying something on the K2S. I'm printing out a thing where it ends up, if it ever comes in.
Front line.
And then about some interface spacing. Not top Z distance, but the interface distance or layers or whatever.
Tango down. Contact with enemy.
Enemy in sight, taking the lead.
But yeah, some top base layers, and we'll see how that goes. I think the strange thing is,
Enemy down.
I think nice one. I think the audio is switched.
Enemy down.
Oh, come on. That's one of the things you can get is drop a grenade after you die. This doesn't really make much sense.
Reloading. Cover me.
We've taken the lead.
So the interface spacing is going to be a little interesting.
Enemy in sight. Targets in sight. Tango down.
We've taken the lead.
Target down.
Predator missile inbound. Friendly diesel inbound. Be advised, hostile sentry gun spotted. Enemy sentry gun has been destroyed.
Tango down.
We've taken the lead. Keep on them. We're winning this one.
Yeah, it's a little bit old school.
Contact with enemy.
Oh, there we go. So if you look over here, you can actually see we've done some overhang tests and doing the interface spacing. So in your interface layers, to see how we can get a better surface, because the space between the layers of the lines on the interface, some of those look a little rough. So we're doing the test between the 0.5 default with 0. So that'll be an interesting little test. And with that, it'll pop up. We're doing normal supports, and then we're also doing the tree supports on that. So we're doing little domes, as you can see there, and then we're also doing an overhang test. So the game sound is really loud. Okay. I'm not sure I can change that. Because I don't have anything. I think it's just, it is what it is. Let me see. We have, nope, I don't have any settings for that. Or at least that I can see. So, but yeah, we're doing a little bit of an overhang test there. And we'll see what happens with that. I have a hard time hearing what you said. Let's see, Mike? Yeah, it's on the wireless. Sorry if the audio's messed up. I don't have anything to adjust the game audio unless, let me try. Now we're doing a test on some overhang stuff. And let me see if I can get that back. We're doing a test on overhangs and the interface layers, the spacing of those interface layers. So that's what we're taking a look at there. And if we go over here, can we see what's going on here? I'll just bring this down a little bit. So if we go over here, we can see on this side here, on the interface layers, we've got on your supports, we're doing tree, default, and then we go down to interface spacing that you see right there. And that is, says the spacing of interface line, zeros mean solid interface. And we're doing a top Z distance of 0.2. And so it'll be interesting because the interface spacing on default is 0.5. And then so we're doing 0.5, and then we're also doing 0 to see what that does. And then I'll probably do the same type of little models that we got going there, if we can see that. And so simple overhang with regular supports and then with tree supports, just to see what the underside looks like. I saw a guy doing this online, and I was like, hey, that looks pretty cool. Except he didn't, he was talking about it, he didn't do any models. I'm sure somebody else has done this before. Anything that's been done is on YouTube, so I'm not the first one to do this. But yeah, I wanted to take a look at this and see how it does. And then the next thing that I'll probably do is also take a look at, let's see, is there support in the domes? Yes, there is. Yeah, and I'll show you what we're taking a look at. So I'll probably set this to the top Z distance on the next set of tests, 0.24, which is kind of my favorite, 0.25. And then the interface pattern is default, which is kind of the rectilinear whatever. But you can change that pattern to do rectilinear, concentric, and I think what I'm going to end up trying is concentric and see what that looks like. except I'll make these half spheres of these domes. I'll make them a little bit smaller so I don't have to do as much. But yeah, if we take a look at this, we can see we've got regular supports, and then we also have the tree supports. So that way we can take a look and see what the underside of this is going to look like when it gets up to there. And yeah, I don't know, just kind of screwing around. I wanted to try that out, but I forgot to set my favorite top Z distance. So we'll see how this works out, and I'll continue kind of working with that as well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting little thing. We got about an hour and 50 minutes. I didn't realize like how big these half domes were. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go back into Tinkercad and we'll make these smaller. Matter of fact, I had already gotten into Tinkercad to do that. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. Let me bring that up. We can take a look at that. So if we go here, and this is my Tinkercad, and this is interface spacing test models. And so with this, again, like I said, we're going to have this spacing here, and I'll probably make these even smaller, probably half the size, because these are what, 40 by 40? So I'll probably do one like 20 by 40 or 20 by 20. We'll see how that goes. But these are all domes. And then these are only 50 by 50. So make them a little bit smaller. Again, it won't use so much filament. And then we'll try some of those different things. So once we do this first round of testing and we can see the difference between the interface spacing of the default with Creality Print, which is 0.5, we'll try it with 0, like this one guy did, and supposedly it's supposed to work real well. So we'll see how that goes. Afternoon. Yes, Terry's there. Hey, afternoon. It is, yeah, afternoon. It's 3:05 in the afternoon. Do you have gaps in support between support and model? Gaps in support between support and model. Let's take a look-see. Let's, like we do this. And we can take a look over here. So I got sports, tree, auto, default, first layer, top Z 0.2, excuse me, base pattern spacing, interface pattern, rectilinear interface spacing, that's what we ended up changing. So this one's the default. The other ones we're doing at 0. And then as far as between support and model. So that's your top Z distance, yeah. So we're doing a top Z distance that is 0.2. So, which is that one right there, the top Z distance. Let's see. Thought it would be easier to remove support. And that's kind of why I'm doing this, because the guys, but there's a difference between your interface spacing, the lines on your spacing, than in the distance or the space between your interface layers and your model. So let's see if we can take a look at this. We'll zoom in on one of these. So if I bring this down, so there's our support, and then there's our interface layer. And we keep going up. We'll go the other way. And we've got like 3 of those. First layer expansion, done, done, done. So the spacing on here, this is the default. Let's pick one that is the Interface spacing, interface, line spacing, 0.5. I don't know, tell me these, oh, okay. Objects. For a second there, I was like, no. So that's the default. Had me go on there for a bit. Where is it? Interface spacing, 0.5. Now this one, the interface spacing is 0. So, and this one is 0 as well. So if we go back to preview, we can go here, and we can see how this spacing right there, look at how tightly together that interface layer is. It is like, it's like almost it's 0. It's a regular layer versus taking a look at like this one here on how big a space there is. So the whole idea is that if you make this interface layer spacing less, you'll get a better surface area on the top of the dome or the overhang or whatever. So we're going to see if that's true or not. I don't know. We're just going to give that a shot and see what happens. And then the interesting thing is like this. So you've got the, let's see, we just go up and we start getting those. And those are really, really tight because they're 0. But there's still that interface there, or the top Z distance is still there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And then the same thing with this as well, except using the tree supports on, that's the 0 versus this one over here that you can see where that's the 0.5. So I don't know, this might just be a exercise in futility. I don't know, maybe. We'll see what happens. So yeah, we'll see what happens. This will be, I'll do another video on this after this gets done printing, and we'll take a look at it. And we got about almost 2 hours, hour and 48 minutes left. So it's coming along pretty good. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. What do you think is best? I don't know. We'll find out. That's, of course, the default works, but on that overhang, either on the dome or the other piece, usually when you have that big of an overhang, the underside is pretty rough. I've noticed that on some other models. So I'm hoping, of course, that we can get that a little bit tighter and a little bit cleaner and nicer, and we'll see what happens. But and then the next round of testing will change the interface layers. Instead of being rectilinear, we'll change those to concentric, kind of like with the. I don't know if we do it on the squares, because I think the rectilinear will come out okay. But if we take a look at the, see, look at how tight those are together. That's like super tight. Of course, it's 0, so yeah, obviously. But for the domes and things like this, when we do the dome, that is going to be an interesting thing, because to see if concentric is going to work with that, and if we get a better surface area just leaving it with rectilinear, or if we change it to concentric with domes or helmets or things like that. So, but I know a lot of people print their helmets without even doing any supports underneath on those helmets. So that's what we end up seeing there. So, and then there's those there. So, yeah, I don't know. Because on the underside of the helmet, you're not gonna see it anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's a little messed up. We actually had a little bit of that on one of the helmets that I did, so I'm not sure. Default works, but maybe this will work better. That's what we're going to find out. So. Swedish Ford says, maybe it'll be difficult to remove the support if it is a tighter interface. That's another question I had. Yeah, exactly. So maybe increase the top Z distance, the space between the interface layers and the model. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. But I'm definitely going to make these I'm going to make them smaller in Tinkercad. So kind of like what we end up seeing there. So these are only going to be like 50 by 50, which is, you're talking just under 2 inches. So it's going to be about that tall. Or, yeah, 50 by 50. And then these over here, those are 40 by 40. But you know what? I don't need all of this. I could probably just make it half and just do like a 40 by 20. And that way I don't have to use so much filament. So we'll see how that goes. But these will be a lot smaller and we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Exciting. I haven't played with the interface. Yeah, neither have I. I haven't really played with it either, so we'll see how that goes. I'll be right back. Okay. I'll do the hat. I'll put the mic on the hat. How's that? That way it's not pulling my tank top down. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Should be interesting. And I bumped it up to 125% speed, so we will definitely see how that goes. So let us get back to doing a little bit of gaming and see how that goes. So if it's a little loud, I apologize. Tried turning the volume down on the tablet. And now I don't have any volume. Let me see if I can take it. Now it's not doing any. Now I'm just going to play like I'm a mute. Oh, dang it. Across the way. I didn't check. Yeah, I know. You got me. It's not letting me move. Uh-oh. We have problem. Okay, now. Got me. Wonder why there's no volume. Do not walk into the bullets. I don't know, that's kind of a thing. Dang it. Trying to set my trap. But no. I had the automatic machine gun thing. Gonna try to run away from the dog. Dang it. So hard playing without audio. Now they're just spawn camping. That's all they're doing. Move. I knew it. At least I got a little bit. Oh, he's got a super. Yeah, they beat us. They beat us. Good luck with the game. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. Gonna be a little rough. So, oh wait, go back. Ah, it's acting weird. This is the first time I hooked the tablet up to computer and then playing it through the
Mission failed. We'll get him next
that I
time.
normally do. So yeah, it'll be interesting to do that, to check that out. And then, see, it's acting all squirrely. I think it's because I'm plugging this. I have this and the mic and some other stuff going to a hub that is going into my Mac, so it's kind of acting a little squirrely. But I also got that Frostmourne sword. Ended up priming that, doing a little bit of more. I don't hear any audio. I wonder if it's my cable. It's too high. Not good, not good. Where are these guys? Like it when they line up in a row for you. Do a little drone action. helicopter in the action. Boom, booyah. And we'll do a little bit of drone action. Unavailable. Seriously? Gotta get dog tags. Kill confirmed. These guys at? Where are the bad guys? Alrighty. Boom. Booyah. There we go. On this folder, there's always a window camper as you played. Ah, yeah. Always. Always. But that's okay. It is something you gotta put up with. Not too bad, though. Some love to my teammates. Other than that, not much else is going on. Just kind of doing the deed. Doing the deed. See if we can, oh, dang it. Wasn't checking my 6. See if we can get up in the window. Oh no. Dang it. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that, bastard. Now let's go down this way. See if we can flank them. Oh, I saw a little bit of something down there. Like so. Oh, dang it. Got him and me. No. Yeah, connection on this is rough. Camper. Of course, that's part of the game, so. Booyah. Boom. Yeah, how do you like them apples? I knew it. Normally I would have heard him, but I don't have the audio. Ah, dang it. He let the dogs out. Sneaky, sneaky. Maybe. No. They won. They won. Oh, okay. All right. Props to the guys that beat us. Okay. So anyway. Yeah. So I just want to try that out and see how the tablet worked with the streaming software, because somebody was telling me about that. And I was like, hey, let's check that out. So, interesting to know, interesting to know. So, other than that, that is going to be interesting. Yeah, I've been looking at prints and stuff like that, and looking at the underside of where you got some real big overhangs, and even on some of the recent models that we did, I was like, yeah, I want to try to clean those up a little bit. And since you know, printing out the other stuff, and it's like, yeah, there's always those overhangs that are a little rough. So the top Z distance helps with easy support removal, but that interface layer thing, we'll see if there's really any credence to that at all. So yeah, that'll be an interesting little experiment. You can see we can get the if we can do a little overlay, new camera or desktop. Can we do a desktop overlay? Screen share overlay. I think that's it. There it is. And we'll do a little bit of changing a little bit. Entire screen. Yeah, we can do that because then we can adjust this and just do our little K2 plus cam. And can I change the shape? I think we can make that. No, I don't want to. It's supposed to be a square, not a circle. Classic. No, I don't want classic. Square. I think we can try square. So move this over just a hair more. And then we can make some adjustments to see what's going on here on our K2 plus cam. And boom, we have our K2 plus cam. There we go. So, oh, the other interesting thing is I ended up trying out some of that. I couldn't find the spackle, that dry decks, but I was able to get this one-time spackle hole filler stuff. It's really light and fluffy. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, And I started using that and filling in some gaps on this Frostmourne sword, and it's pretty smooth. Just do a little, I filled it in, let it dry, do a little bit of sanding, and it turns out pretty good. So I got to sand some of these areas of where it ended up, filling that up. But by touch, it is really smooth. So yeah, it looks like that could be a good idea. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. A little bit on there, a little bit on there. Just need to get the sandpaper out and kind of clean that up a little bit. And then yeah, this is all done once I sand that down. And then probably going to fill those edges in right there, because that's pretty rough. So I'll fill those in. Dang it. I thought I was done. But yeah. Spread it out with a little water. Yeah, this stuff is a little bit different. It is quite the fluffiness. It's not like that Dry Dex or that Dex Dry or whatever. This has got like a really fluffy type of consistency. It's almost like frosting on a cake. I mean, it's really light and fluffy. So, but it seems to be working okay. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if that works out. So far, it seems to be doing okay. And I figure once I do that, and then sand it up, and then do another quick layer on that, prime layer on that, should be good to go. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So we got that. Anything else that's going on? What? Yeah. The other thing was in the news. I saw Trump is trying to get Greenland. It's like, what? Yeah, that's odd. That is. I mean, I understand Greenland is a strategic place, but yeah. Well, that's just so odd. It just seems so odd. Swedish says you can try using a little water. Get back up there. Get back up there. A little water after you fill the cracks to see if that works. Oh, okay, gotcha. I'll give that a try. So yeah, we'll see how that works. And then the big test, if that works on that sword, then I'm going to do the helmet with that as well. And yeah, a little bit of water to help smooth it in there. And I do have like some plastic spatulas used for like Bondo and things like that, kind of a silicone spatula. So with a straight edge, so we can really get in there, and then a little bit of sanding should be good to go. With that, I'm going to try to make a sanding station. We'll see how that goes. And oh, the other thing, I did the camera that I ordered for the paint station over there. It's in customs. So, yeah, interesting. Because it was more than $150, so you have to pay. They stopped it at customs. Have to pay a little bit extra for that. So, yeah. Swedish says, haha, Trump. What am I gonna say? I don't know, that whole Greenland thing. Like I said, I totally get it being a strategic strong point. It is really, really huge. I think you could be best to put on a military base there, coordinate with Greenland and have a military base. Honestly, I don't think he's going to get Greenland. He can, because if that was the case, I just don't see that. Well, if you don't give me Greenland, I'm just going to hike up tariffs. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, there's other ways, but even then, it's like, how can you take over a sovereign country I mean, Greenland is huge. It is monstrous. It is, the land mass is almost equal to, or maybe a little bit more than the United States. If you look on a map and you look at Greenland, that place is huge. I'm not sure the population of Greenland, though. That's the other thing. It's just odd, very odd. Swedish says it's important that you wipe off any excess putty. Yep, I totally agree. I've done drywall work, rehabbing houses and stuff like that, and using that type of stuff on drywall and walls and stuff like that. So yeah, I totally get that. I don't want to leave huge chunks on there because that'll just ruin whatever you're trying to do. That will not be smooth at all. So yeah, it's really important to try to get a smooth surface as possible, and then just go back and do a little light sanding with like a, what was it, 320 grit, and it sanded up really good. So yeah, that'll be really, really good. Good. We're getting so close on this. It still says we got an hour and 25 minutes. I find that hard to believe. Let me go over to the machine and see what it says. It's actually an hour and 24 minutes is what it says on the machine. So we'll see. We will see. Speedy says, I don't want to comment. Trump is attacking his own people. That says it all. It's an interesting situation. If you look back, Trump isn't the only one who did mass deportations. And again, I'm an independent, so neither left nor right. I'm for the good ideas and the common sense. But Clinton, if you look at Obama, he got rid of like 3 million people doing the exact same thing that Trump is. And a lot of people don't understand the Constitution and how immigration law is. The interesting fact is that Obama and even Biden had people, deported doing the exact same thing. So people are saying, oh, there's no due process. No, actually, when it comes to immigration law, that is under the executive branch. And so the executive branch is not bound by the judicial branch. So as citizens of the United States, we have judicial due process, but due process just means that there is a process that's going to happen. And even with under the executive branch with immigration, there's still a process, but it's, there's no jury, there's no trial. It's same thing like here in Korea. So because I have a visa here in Korea, if I get in trouble, same type of thing. They have their executive branch that overlooks their immigration. And if whatever reason, it's like, hey, he got a speeding ticket, that's it, you're done. That's the due process. They just have to put out a policy and say, hey, if anybody gets a traffic ticket and they're on a visa, they're gone. There's nothing I could do about that because the due process is already out. The policy is there. That's what it is. So it's an odd thing to do. But then again, I brought that up when Obama was doing that. I brought that up when Biden was doing that. And of course, if you look back at other past presidents, Clinton and things like that, Hillary and Bill, holy crow, they were so, absolutely crazy. So it's not like this is new. This has been going on for quite some time, whether it's been Republicans or Democrats. And again, it's just, I think people don't understand how immigration due process does have due process, but it's under the executive branch, and there's different due process for American citizens. So that's based upon our Constitution and the way our government is. But when you don't teach how your government works in public education, that's why you get a bunch of people that are like, oh, this is so wrong, and they can't even remember what Obama did, or Clinton or, ad nauseum. So anyway, Swedish says Trump claims to have stopped 8 wars. I wonder which ones. Yeah, I just saw that, and I'm like, I didn't know that. So, like I said, as an independent, trust but verify, find out. What I do like is that he's going to put a limit on the amount of interest that payday check places can charge. He wants to cap that at 10%. And some of those places are like, 16, 18, 28. I saw one for 32%. It is actually insane. And that shouldn't be a thing. That is price gouging. So he wants to cap that at 10%. And again, that's a good thing for everybody. But yeah, the whole aid war thing, I don't know about that. Trump is now threatening us, Swedish Norwegians, with something. Toll? With toll. What is toll? If he doesn't get Greenland. That's not good. Tariffs? Is that what you meant? Yeah, I don't get that. I totally don't see how you could get a sovereign nation to just turn it over to another sovereign nation because one sovereign nation says, hey, if you don't give it to us, we're going to tariff you. That has never been done. Swedish says customs. Okay. So now, let's see. Now Trump is threatening us Swedish Norwegians with customs if he doesn't get Greenland. Yeah, I don't get that. I totally don't get that. Not me. I don't support that. It's like, it just makes you scratch your head and you're like, what? Really? So that's when I retreat back into the 3D printing and the miniature painting and all that stuff. It's like, and here's the thing. As an American citizen, I'm all for sovereign borders, which includes the sovereign borders of Greenland in Sweden, Norway, all of those places. Every country has their own sovereign borders. So, yeah, it's just kind of weird. Yeah. Sorry to say, but a screw is loose. Yeah, could be. Or maybe it's some weird master plan that we don't know what's going on. But from what we see right now, I totally agree. It seems like there's a screw loose somewhere, and I can't remember. Trying to think back to school, which was a long time ago, because I'm almost 60. I'll be 60 this year. But I don't remember any country taking over another country by using tariffs and customs. I don't think that's ever been a thing. So I'm going to look that up and see what happens. But yeah, I don't think that was a thing. That was a very odd thing indeed. So, and to say, well, if you don't tell other countries, if I don't get Greenland, I'm going to put tariffs against you. That is odd. That is really odd. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time that I disagree with the president of the United States, whether it's left or right, or that's all we've had are left or rights, because we only have a 2-party system. And the closest we got to a 3-party system was back when Ross Perot ran, and that didn't work out either. So there's actually rules to where it only ends up, you only get a left and a right, and that's it. That's all you get. So just very, very odd. Very odd. So, yeah. Just going to tariff people. If tariff countries and customs and taxes if he doesn't get Greenland. I don't get that at all. I just don't get it. Swedish says, we Scandinavians don't give up easily. We usually say, don't wake the sleeping bear. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. I'm with you. Yeah, this is going to be a weird thing. When I first heard that, and he first started talking about it, we need to take Greenland and whatever, and then it was like, surely this isn't just. He's just pissing people off, just trolling people. That's honestly what I thought he was doing when I first heard it, and I was like, he's just trolling. He's just trolling. That's all it's got to be. But now it's like, holy crap, he's not. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, sovereign countries have sovereignty, and you can't take over a country just because you tariff them. It's not going to work. Let's reverse the roles. Let's say Sweden wanted to take over the United States, and if they didn't get the United States, Sweden was like a big, huge, world power, and the United States was smaller, and you guys said, hey, we're going to tariff you, we're going to take you over, and even if our country and our politicians said, yeah, we can't put up with this, okay, we're going to give the United States over to Sweden, there's a lot of people in the United States who wouldn't put up with that. It would be like, I don't know. I don't know if you know this, but the United States has a lot of guns. There's a lot of guns in the United States. So yeah, I just thought that was so odd. But again, going back to like telling people, if I don't get it, you're going to get tariffed. That just, I don't agree with that at all. I don't care who you are. Swedish Forge says we'll help Denmark because they are a little brother. Yeah, honestly, I would too. Because it's just. But doesn't Greenland have its own people? I know it's run by Danes and the Danish. But does Greenland have their own homogenous people, I think? I think I remember reading something about that. Because you have the Danes and they run Greenland, but it's kind of like the American Indians here in the United States. You still have like people that, originally here, but then it kind of got taken over and run by somebody else. Hey, we got Sultan here. Sultan pops in and says hi and says, hey, good afternoon. I was just taking a short break. Saw you online. Hey, good seeing you. He says, I'm in Pengyo Techno Valley at the moment. Beautiful place and a lovely cafe. It's freezing cold. I know. The wife went to yoga this morning and it was freezing. I didn't go. I haven't been outside the house. No. Yesterday we went to the gym. It was pretty cold. The rest of this week is going to be really cold here. So, yeah. Matter of fact, what is it going to be? Yeah, it's 25 now, and the rest of the week is going to be cold. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be high 22, which isn't Fahrenheit. So, yeah, 20s, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 34, 30, 28. Yeah, until next Wednesday, it's going to be in the 20s. 20s and low 30s. So 0. If it's 32 degrees, that's freezing, so that's 0 in Celsius. So yeah, it's going to be cold. Yeah. Swedish says we got -2 there. Ooh, we had a little bit of snow too, as well. So, but the good thing is usually when we get snow, and whether we get rain or when it gets really, really cold, the air quality gets better. So that's kind of a bonus. Sultan says, Trump and the whole Greenland fiasco. Honestly, these days, whenever Trump or the U.S. government says anything, I'm reminded of the scene in X-Men First Class where Wolverine says, dun dun dun. Trying to think about all the things that Wolverine says. Yeah, it's just odd. That is really odd. Now, I would see... yeah, Swedish Forge laughs. That's really how I feel. I used to feel that way about China. Funny how the tides have turned. Yeah. But what did Wolverine say? He never said that. Scene in X-Men First Class where Wolverine says, what? Now, I could see if you wanted stability in that part of the world and you truly wanted to help not only the people of Greenland and everybody else that's kind of up in there, and have that as a deterrent for Russia and China. You could put a military base there. You could do a deal and say, hey, let's work out a deal where we can put a military base. We can have like a United Nations or a joint task force up in Greenland. So you had U.S. forces and Danish and Greenland and whoever wants to else come and play up there. You could do that. I see that as a more, I don't know, common sense way of doing things, I think. But yeah, this whole thing is just kind of odd. It is just so odd. I don't know. Swedish says that Swedish Forge is the best, Yeah, that's it. That's got to be it. That's what Wolverine said. Swedish Forge is the best. So. Oh, the world is crazy. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. I know the people in Venezuela are pretty happy that Maduro's gone. Holy crow. Man, of course, we're going to be getting some oil out of that deal. And I was talking with the guy. It was interesting because he brought up the point, we're just rambling now. He brought up the point that you have North Korea. My ears perked up because, North Korea, yeah. He says, well, North Korea has been such a crazy leader and, dictator in the whole 9 yards. He says, why didn't Trump go after North Korea? And as kind of like and this guy knows I'm an independent. And so I was like, well, with Maduro, it took one day, get Maduro and his wife and boom, there it was done. It was a one-day deal and that is over. So hopefully Venezuela can end up getting their government, get a real government. We'll see how it goes. Again, that's what I hope happens and what actually happens are two different things at times. But it ends up that was one day, 24 hours and that was done. If you look at North Korea, holy crow, you're looking at 1.5 million military in all of their reserves. So if North Korea just dumped everybody, recalled everybody back into the military, you're talking 1.5 or 1.25 million person army. You can't fix that in a day. You can't go in there and get, the leader of North Korea and his family out of there. That's just not going to happen in 24 hours. That wouldn't happen in months. That would be a long, protracted war. And that's one of the reasons is because China is backing North Korea, and then you have Russia that is also backing North Korea with a lot of other things. And it's just, it's just not good. I don't know. Swedish says, Steve, I'll be your next president. Okay, cool. But you have to have common sense. That's the only requirement. Common sense, and it's good for the people. I could call you President Forge. Sultan says, or just tell him release the Epstein files. That works too. But I think Wolverine line works better. Ednoy, hey, he's back. He says, I'm buying beachfront properties in Nuuk. So he just says, nobody's going to enter North Korea, right? No. Like I said, that is a whole can of whoop ass, and that wouldn't be done in 24 hours. That would be absolutely horrible. Swedish says that as him as president had free printers for everyone. Who's going to pay for it? I mean, I'll take it, but are my taxes going to go up? I don't know. We'll have to work something out. We could do a tariff. We can charge all the other countries tariffs so everybody can get 3D printers. That works. So yeah, it'll be really interesting. It'll be interesting. This will be an interesting year to see. So he just says Trump pay. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We could do that. I want the Prusa Core 1L. I'm leaning more and more towards that. I think I'm made the decision to get that. It's just going to be later in the year. Because I don't buy anything when it first comes out. And everybody knows with 3D printers, resin or otherwise, you're going to have a series of firmware upgrades and fixes and problems and issues that will be fixed over time. But I don't want to have to go through all that. And yeah, that'd be neat. Just send the invoice to Trump. There's people that actually did that. There's been some cases of corruption. This was a long time ago, but somebody ended up, and it was during Reagan, or was that after Reagan? It was Bush? Maybe it was during the Bush years, one of the Bush years. But anyway, somebody sent the government invoices and, boom, hey, here's the invoice for whatever it is, made it look all official and everything, and the government paid. And it was fake. So nobody checked the paperwork to see if it was real. They just cut a check and kept sending them and whatever. I'm sure there's lots of cases of that going on. But, yeah, we could just do it that way. Be like, hey, we got some, there's been a lot of money that's been going, and why do you have like 35 printers? Oh, I don't know. We'll see. What it is. Yeah, it's true. Sultan says, with all the mess Trump and company have caused worldwide, maybe the U.S. presidential vote should be global. Then Forge might actually win. I don't know. Swedish Forge likes that fermented fish. I don't think there's probably some people in the world that can't get around that. You're going to make that the national food, the strumsterning or whatever it is, strumming. Ed Noy says, what's your favorite food in South Korea? That would have to be Hanu beef. That would be that's the bomb. Then you also got samgyeopsal, that's a pork. And then you have lettuce and all kinds of spices and whatever, gochujang and garlic and rice, and put that in there and wrap it all in the rice and eat that up. That's pretty good. Yukejang is pretty good. Soup. Of course, soybean type of soup and stuff with like kimchi and spices. Oh, that is really good. So, yeah, but the Hanu beef, that's the bomb. It is so good. It will ruin steak for you. It will truly ruin steak for you. Let me see if I can find, I don't think I can look at pictures and search for steak. No, it's not going to look for steak. Meat? I don't think it's that advanced. No, I don't have it. That would take me too long to scroll through all those. But Hanu beef is the bomb. Holy crow, it is the bomb. When we were still in the States, we came to Korea to visit and vacation. We had Hanu beef. We went back to the States, and it totally ruined steak for us because it was so good. It was just so good. Swedish says, buddy, you know what? I bought you a can. Ed Noy says, I like chicken jjigae and bibimbap. Bibimbap's good. That's good. I like that as well. Yes, you probably like fish. It's good for your health and omega-3. Yay. That's true. This is true. I'm not really a big fish person anyway. Like freshwater fish, I'm not into that. And seafood, I tuna, stuff like that, I can do that. But I'm just not, I don't know. It's just, I'm just more of a chicken, beef, potatoes, just kind of that, the hearty food. I guess that's because of my German ancestry. Maybe that has something to do with it. So. Swedish fish. Swedish fish. Yeah, yeah. You're not that innocent. Oh, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Sultan says, I love chuotong. Chuotong? I haven't heard of that one. Chuotong? Some kind of soup. Not sure what that one is. But pretty much anything. Anything that's pretty much a soup in Korea or a stew, it's always good. Always good. Especially on cold days and stuff like that. You can't beat it. I mean, it's just so good. Oh, and then, what was another good one? Another good one is the chuncheon chicken. And it's kind of grilled right in front of you, and the spices that they have, and you throw on some duck, you throw on, which is kind of some rice pieces, kind of like, how would you explain duck? Tteokbokki, but the spices and the chicken, and then you eat it, and then you still have some left over, so you put in rice in there, so it's kind of like a fried rice type of thing. Chuncheon, I forget the name of it. We got one of those restaurants, really, really good, really good. Tteokbokki, yep, Tteokbokki's good. So, my favorite. Yeah. And then, of course, after the obligatory Korean meal, you got to have your coffee. So, that's kind of the thing. You go and you have your Korean meal, have a few drinks or whatever, finish the meal, and then you got to go have coffee afterwards. So, exciting with food from other countries. Yeah, I know. That's cool. I'm kind of looking forward to going to Philippines and seeing what they have. I've looked up some of the food that they have. They've got some Philippine restaurants here, but we're not going to try any. We want to go to the Philippines and have the Philippines food while we're in the Philippines and see how that goes. But I know they got like chicken adobo, so I'm all for chicken. They do a lot of pork, I think. But since we're going to be at Cebu or Oslab and Boracay, we should get some good seafood there. So normally I don't really eat seafood, but I might make an exception, and because some of it looks really good. So, yeah. So you're talking about food I've never heard of. Boring Swedish, maybe. Nah. Sultan says, and most of banchans, so delicious and healthy. Oh yeah, the banchans is the little side dishes that you get, which is like vegetables and pickled stuff in this and whatever, japchae, kind of like noodles, kimchi, different types of kimchi. You could have different types of corn with, what is it? Corn with cheese on it. That seems to be a thing recently. Ed Noy says, I'm not so crazy about Japanese food because I've been here too long. It's kind of similar to being in Korea, I guess. You get so used to it, and it's just like not a big deal anymore. So, but it's true, variety is the spice of life, and we definitely have some restaurants that are our favorite restaurants. It just, these restaurants have never let us down, so that's the good part of it. I know what wok is. Wok? 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 You know what a wok is? They don't use woks in Korea. At least not in the Korean restaurants. In the Chinese restaurants they do. Sultan says he's not a huge fan of Japanese food as well, even though I'm originally from Hong Kong, where people worship everything Japanese. Yeah, it's funny because I see people come to Korea and they just go crazy over everything Korean, and it's just like you get so used to it, it's normal. It's like everyday life. It's not a big deal anymore. But it's kind of fun to see people trying Korean food. So. Eddie says, yep, he agrees. 4 small dishes of Chinese food. Yeah. So, Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Looking forward to the Philippines and trying that out. And we've got the airlines booked. We've got all the hotels booked. Everything is good to go. Wife got some awesome deals and in the places we're going. So hopefully, keeping the fingers crossed, we'll be able to swim with whale sharks, see some turtles, maybe some dolphins. Well, hopefully we can do that. And then when we go to Boracay, it'll just be kind of like beach action, seeing the sunset over the beach and stuff like that. It should be good. Someone says, you know what Sabuda is? Ed Noy says that. Sultan says, I love Chinese food and, of course, all kinds of Indian curries. I'm a curry man, after all. What is it? Curry chicken? What is it? Actually, I have it. What is the name is escaping me. Let me see if I can find it. Da, da, da. Chicken. What is it? Butter curry chicken. I've got a recipe for butter curry chicken. Of course, you got to use chicken thigh meat. That's the best one to use. People do chicken breast, and I don't like that at all. It's just too dry. But yeah, you're going to have chicken. You're going to have butter or ghee, onions, cloves, garlic, minced, fresh grated ginger, curry powder, garam masala, salt, turmeric, paprika in there, red chili powder, sesame oil, tomato sauce, some heavy cream, and then, of course, some cilantro. You got to throw that in there. But yeah, butter curry chicken. It is awesome. I can cook up some real good ones. And then if you cook it and then you let it sit like a day or two and then you eat it, oh, it's even better. And then throw on some naan bread on there. Oh, it is to die for. Oh, man, that's so good. So good. So good. Dun. Oh, we got to catch up on comments. Sultan says to Ednoy, some kind of sweet and sour pork. Ednoy says, yep, you got it, pretty good. I think they stole that from the Chinese. Yeah, it could be. Swedish says, we in Sweden have good food, but we also have Zaitan Ibramovic. Okay. Chinese version is really good. Yeah, we've got a good Indian place here too, which does some pretty good curry chicken. And yeah, it comes out with a naan bread that is like this big around, and they'll have garlic or butter on it and stuff like that. Butter garlic or just butter. And then they also have one, they put some honey on it or whatever. But it's pretty good as well. I like that a lot. And what is what's the drink? It's kind of like a yogurt type of drink. Lassie? I think that's it. My wife loves Lassie. And me, I'm not too much into that. It's like, you can have mine. But yeah. Sultan says, actually, it's not fair to compete to Chinese food. China is a huge country. Shanghai cuisine is totally different from Hong Kong food. It's almost like a different country. Yeah. One of the world's best football players. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I don't believe I've tried any Swedish food. Yeah, now I'm getting hungry. It's getting close. It is almost 4:15 here. We've still got a ways to go on this print. Yeah, I still got another hour. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Rahimovic is awesome. I do I do watch some soccer, football, soccer, yeah. Eat at IKEA for Swedish food. Then he pops in and says, go to IKEA where you buy meatballs with mashed potatoes. Oh, that'd be good too. My favorite team is actually Bayern Munich. My wife likes soccer. I'm not really into soccer. My wife likes soccer because of Son. Son was on, what was it, Manchester United, I think it was, or whatever team he was on. Son was on there, and then he left, and he's playing in the United States for like LA or whatever. It's like, whatever. I think he just did that for the paycheck. I don't know. He was pretty good. He was pretty good. Swedish, well, I actually do like their meatballs with mashed potatoes. Yeah, nice. Miss some good German food. Someone says he try not to eat a lot of red meat these days. Too old. Yeah, I'm starting to get that too. Which is hard because I try to eat a lot of protein. And no, he says it's all in the gravy. Very true, very true. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I think we're going to end up doing. So we tried a little bit of gaming on the tablet, and that worked out okay. Got a few little discrepancies there, but I think it's because of I have my Mac Mini and then I have a hub hooked into that. That gives me more ports to plug into. And then when I do that, it kind of causes a little bit of technical difficulties with sound and stuff like that. So, but it's kind of cool. See it. Dun, dun, dun. And of course, I'll make a green smoothie. He's got jokes. He's got jokes. Swedish Ford says, protein you must have Hulk Hogan-esque. Yeah. Someone says you can include all the protein powder you want. Yeah, it works. That works. Fun. So that's what we got going on. So this is going to be a while. And it's getting hungry. I can hear the wife is cooking some stuff out there, so probably going to have to peel away and do that, and we'll see that. Go get something to munch. Yes, definitely. Definitely going to do that. But once this print ends up getting done, which will be later today, I'll probably do, tomorrow is Wednesday, so I have the gym tomorrow, so I could end up early tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll do a video, or maybe in the afternoon or early evening, kind of about this time. We could do that and check out these models here, kind of like right there. Do these models here and see if that interface spacing, either the 0.5 default, see what the underside of the overhangs and in those half spheres that we have, and see what those look like versus an interface spacing of 0. So that'll be the interesting little thing that we'll end up doing there. Alrighty. Ed Noyce says he could use a few Hostess Twinkies right now. There's less than 1 hour on the printer. Yes, there is. That's true. It's got about an hour left. But we got some other stuff that I need to do. So we'll do that. Can't buy them here. Oh, no. But there's so many other things that you could buy that are close to it. Same thing in Korea. I don't think I've seen Twinkies. Of course, then I haven't looked for Twinkies. But you got Choco Pies, you got all the other Korean snacks and stuff like that, which is pretty good. But yeah, I don't know if I've seen Twinkies out on the economy. Now that I'm thinking about it, here in Korea, I'm not sure. I can get them at the military base. But I haven't had a Twinkie in decades. Good Lord. It's been a while. It's got to be at least over 30 years. Wow. Yeah. Sultan says, Korean snacks are evil good. Oh yeah, they can get you. They can get you on that. They can get you on that. Nothing like getting hungry. So anyway, we're going to cut this off. We just wanted to try and see the tablet, and obviously that worked. We did a little bit of look on the status of our test prints for the interface spacing tests. We'll see if those work out or not. And I can't really tell until I do the video, because I don't want to take these off of the plate until I do the video. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So we'll do that, and then yeah, gym tomorrow. Cold, continue to be cold, and we'll just kind of call this done. So Sultan, everyone have a good one. Yes, you too. You as well. Time to head home. Yep. Night all. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Swedish, everybody. Whoever else is watching, appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out a lot. It really, really would. So smash that like button, hit that subscribe, ring that bell, do all that good stuff. And if you want to get in contact with me, there's my email address. Just say hi or whatever it is. You know, I'm Steve, the retired hobby tech guy, American expat in Korea. I don't know. Well, that's it. That's all I got for you. Okay. We will see you all. Just like Swedish says, see ya. Alrighty. Oh, yep. Got to do this. We'll see ya. Peace. Have a good one. And we are out of here. Good.